that in the media women are portrayed as too skinny, too slutty, and they do whatever.
Skinny, tan,
tall, tan,
super tall, 6-foot model with heels and blonde hair.
Tall, tan, and small. Very skinny and tan.
Tall, blonde, skinny.
No flaws, no cellulite, no stretch marks. You want to look like a model.
And like photoshopped kind of body images. And when they really should show what the real body is like for females. So
it just shows their outer beauty, not their inner beauty.
I don't think they're accurately portrayed. I think they're portrayed as being too obsessed with looks.
No, I think that a lot, even on reality TV, you don't see a really real image of women, and you see people that are still going through hours of hair and makeup to look a certain way.
Not really typically portrayed in like political aspects at all.
I don't think there's much diversity either with weight and color and everything.
There's not really like a broad range of people that are shown in the media.
They don't want to, say, well, we're just showing white women, so we'll just show tan women, and then we think, well, maybe they are Latino, but they're probably not. They're just tan.
There's one woman that I could think of, and I watch her all the time. The show's called Parks and Recreation.
Oh, is it Donna?
No, her name's Leslie Knope.
I love
in the movie or in the show, but she's really her real name is Amy Poehler.
She's not curvy, but I mean she's not super skinny. She's more of a realistic version of a woman, and like you said, she's a strong woman. She asserts her opinion. She's smart, and she's Adele. She doesn't fit the ideal standard of what a person in the media should look like. Jennifer Lawrence from the Hunger Games, and she's in a lot of other things that I have watched recently. But she is on all her interviews. She just talks about how much she eats, and she had to lose weight for certain roles, and then she gained it back. And she's like, I don't care about my weight. Why do other people care about it?
Like sitcoms, I want to say, because there's more people being able to relate to a family or a group of people.
And I noticed that there's not much diversity, and there's not much. It's the same image.
I guess the people who are selling it, I mean, the media puts out what they think is beautiful, and so people try to mask that by buying their products.
I definitely think the makeup industry, the fashion industry is selling that you need to buy these things to be accepted, and you can't just be who you are. You have to buy into this, and you have to keep our market going.
They're like feeding off of your insecurity, so like the more that they get people to be insecure, the more money that they're gonna make because they're gonna buy more products.
The people who are selling whatever product they're looking to sell.
Companies where beauty is involved.
There's always big corporations feeding off of people's insecurities. That's how they make their money.
Tell them that they should be finding a good romantic partner for life right now, or you'll never find them.
I think all the pressure is bad. I mean, everybody wants to belong to something, and I think that's good, being part of something.
Sometimes that you should just be who you are, but sometimes you get lost in the crowd.
Kind of that you have to look like a certain specific way, and if you don't, that there's something wrong with you or that you're not pretty, and there's always something that you can be doing to your body to fix it, you're not fine the way that you are.
All the pressure at such a young age on beauty can be bad for little girls.
PR has a really negative effect on young girls because it shows from a young age that you have to look perfect, and if you don't look a certain way, you need to make yourself look that way as opposed to just accepting yourself the way you are.
I think it sets up unrealistic expectations for a lot of people, a lot of young girls seeing them and being easily influenced by them.
Kids that age should just be playing and having fun.
Minimizes children in the worst sense. It makes them be these little stage puppets that their moms are controlling, and they wear all this makeup and they're 3 years old. Their bodies obviously aren't developed, and yet they're spray tanning and they're hairspraying their hair, and they're telling them to shake their booty, and it's not just about body image, it goes into sexual health and stuff like that, and I just don't think that's appropriate for that age.
It's always what I've gotten out of beauty pageants is it's really mostly about how you look, and when you teach someone at 3 years old that they're in this pageant for the way that they look, how are they ever going to know that they're anything more than what they look like?
pageants like Miss America, you know, it's more of a scholarship program. That's how they always promote it. It's the scholarship aspect of it. But, you know, those are 20-year-old women. They understand the media. They understand body image, stuff like that. Most of them do, I would think. But when they're 3 and 4 years old, they don't get that. All they think is, I need to be pretty and the judges need to like me.
I don't even like pageants for adults. I mean, it gives young girls a negative attitude about how to grow up. Kids should be kids and they shouldn't be worrying about being in beauty pageants and self-image. They're only like, what, 5?
If a little girl watches it and she thinks that's okay, I think it's a parent's job to tell her or him that that's not okay.
The problem is we're setting up unrealistic expectations for women and for people to attain, and then we're telling them when they fall short that they need to do something to change that.
Well, they put an unrealistic standard of beauty.
It's very negative towards girls and it's lowering their self-esteem because they feel like they have to live up to something. They have to just be beautiful on the outside, but you have to be beautiful on the inside as well.
The ideal woman has changed from men wanting women to be curvy to men wanting women to have no curves.
I think that before, like, it was like they had like way more like different body images.
I guess from Marilyn Monroe, like they saw her as an idol and they saw
Marilyn Monroe was size 16 dress or something like that, and now to be size 16 would be not ideal for the media, I think. I think skinny has progressed a lot through time. It's become the ideal, unfortunately.
And skinnier and skinnier. And realistic women have actually just gotten bigger.
But yeah, like the women back then, they were more voluptuous, I guess you can say, while now it's just like skinny people.
Don't get a really accurate depiction of what people on a quad or on a college campus or just in high school look like. And we're not selling the idea that you can just be who you are and be accepting of who you are and that's enough. You need to do something more.
We've bought into the idea that we need to buy these things to look beautiful. Like I've never met one person that like hasn't bought something to like affect their image in a positive way.
That any decision that you ever make, think about it. Who are you doing it for? Who are you doing it for?
There's more ways to be beautiful and there's more ways to express yourself as an individual.
I think we need to change it. I mean, we need to change what people think is beautiful because a lot of girls, including myself sometimes, have problems with issues with self-esteem.
It takes time to go to the tanning salon. It takes time to get your hair done. It takes time to do all your makeup. You could be doing so much other things as opposed to just worrying about how you look.
I want to see more of a solid sisterhood with one another.
When it's best just to move on and establish your own self-identity.
I think people should just appreciate who they are, no matter what their body type is.
A lot of women think like they have to be done up all the time, and that's not true.
I get from the media that beauty is a very specific little concept, but I think in real life it's a huge broad thing that everybody's beautiful.
They always put like some skinny, tall model up there, and you're like, I don't look like that. It's too much work. And then people always feel bad about themselves because they never looked like that, and then they don't realize they're beautiful.